Even though they're overused, when done properly they can be extremely effective. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to cover the best jump scares in horror films. Keep in mind these are all personal picks and not objectively the best jump scares that there are. Number 10. Trapped in the Morgue, The Autopsy of Jane Doe. This movie is as mysterious as it is creepy, and luckily it doesn't rely on jump scares.
Hair, brown, eyes, gray.
But this only makes the few that it does have even more effective.
Jesus Christ!
The biggest one came when a father and son team of coroners tried to move the body that seems to cause unexplainable events into the crematorium. However, they get locked into the room and learn that they might not be alone. The fact that we see the silhouettes of dead bodies in the scenes leading up to this one makes it even scarier as they keep getting closer and closer the longer you watch. Number 9. The Unlocked Nursery, The Woman in Black. If you're ever in the mood for a horror film with plenty of jump scares without being cheap, The Woman in Black is made for you. Here, a lawyer named Arthur Kipps, played by Daniel Radcliffe, is sent to a creepy and isolated mansion to retrieve any relevant documents for the sale of the house. However, there is one room that is locked, and when Arthur finally gets access to it, this happens. What makes this so special is that we are focused on the boy coming towards the house, which is the perceived climax of the scene, but this makes the following scares so unexpected.
Elizabeth, no.
Number 8. The Tall Man, It Follows.
Hello? Hello?
The premise of the movie is so simple and its execution is amazing.
Oh my God! Please help me!
This film is about a teen who is being followed by a ghost that only she can see. By far the scariest part of the movie is when she suspects that the evil entity is closing in on her, while her friends are more confused than anything else.
See? Everything's okay.
Their freakishly tall nature, lack of eyes and emotion by the man just catches you completely off guard, and it certainly made me jump without using any sudden noises. Make sure to watch this one if you haven't already, as the twisted concept alone is guaranteed to keep you up at night.
Right there.
Are you teasing me?
Number 7. No Power, Saw.
I know what you're doing, Doctor.
When you think of this tired franchise, you probably get the image of intense violence. However, the original Saw was much more subtle and intriguing than that.
Good night, little girl.
This now infamous movie has us follow two men trapped in a torture chamber while they try to understand why they're here and how they can escape. While they try to recall the last moments before they woke up here, Adam, who's a photographer, remembers how he was developing photos in his apartment when the power suddenly goes out. Since the last thing you expect from a Saw movie is a well-executed scare, this one not only lands, but also elevates the scene as well as the scare factor of the entire movie.
Game over.
Number 6. It's Right Around Here, Alien. even if you haven't seen the movie, you've definitely heard of it. While we've seen sequels, spin-offs, and even video games, the scariest moment probably comes from the original. While a crew on a spaceship investigates a distress signal, their ship gets invaded by an alien which starts to hunt them down. In one of the scenes, the crew member Dallas is in the air ducts trying to recover another member of their team. This leads to an unwelcoming surprise.
Dallas? No.
Take it easy.
What builds the anticipation is the warning that he gets beforehand about the monster being close by. This makes the scare an extremely effective payoff for the scene.
Kane? Dallas?
Number 5. 360 in the attic, wreck. If there's one thing we're all bored by, it's found footage movies. But trust me when I say this 2007 film is different.
It's gonna be one of those keys. It's quick! Quick, Angela, quick!
We follow an ambitious Spanish reporter named Angela and her cameraman Pablo as they're recording emergency firefighters.
Wow, you guys are totally ready. That was so fast.
Yeah, we're used to it.
Eventually, they're being called to an apartment building, but become locked inside without any explanation about what is going on.
But they won't let anyone near the building, and my daughter needs antibiotics, okay?
As Angela and Pablo push further upstairs into the penthouse of the apartment, a door in the attic opens up, and Pablo uses his camera to look at what's up there by rotating the camera 360 degrees.
Pablo, please get the camera out of there. I can hear some weird fucking noises.
You might not like watching a film with subtitles, but this movie makes it totally worth it.
Where are they?
In his house, for God's sake!
Number 4. Hewitt Family Home, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974.
Sally, I hear something. Stop! Stop!
The original film that spawned so many sequels features a group of friends that go to inspect Sally's grandfather's grave due to a series of grave robbings. After deciding to spend more time in the area, Pam and Kirk seek out a place to swim. Unfortunately, they stumble upon the Hewitt residence and make the mistake of entering it. One of the reasons this scare works so well is that it's not just a one-time thing, but instead the scene just keeps going with an increasing amount of insanity with every passing second. Number 3. The Wardrobe, The Conjuring. Another film that makes it really hard to pick your favorite scare. In the only film on this list to be considered a true story, we see the Perrin family move into a new house which they seemingly got an amazing deal on. It's not long after that we see the family being tormented by several apparitions, and we understand why they got it for so cheap. During one night, while the father is out and the mother is preoccupied in the basement, we see two helpless sisters, Cindy and Andrea, make a shocking discovery. Not only were the clap scene and the laundry sheet scene so overmarketed that they eventually lost their punch, but the fact that the girls are alone without their parents nearby really drives this one home.
Bathsheba! By the power of God, I condemn you back to hell!
Number 2. Beverlys Abduction, It.
Hiya, Georgie.
Even though 2017's reboot of It had very little jump scares, the one on this list will certainly stick. After the Losers Club has an intense fight with Pennywise, the group splits for a short time during the summer. There we see Beverly spending less time with her friends and more alone in her home. But one day, when Beverly tries to leave her apartment, she is confronted by her father who just won't let her.
Get away! No!
Things escalate quickly, however she manages to knock him out with a toilet tank lid. This makes us think that the worst is over and she can finally leave. This is perhaps the most unexpected jump scare in the entire movie, as the scene had pretty much ended, which only makes you jump more when it happens. Number 1. The Red-Faced Demon, Insidious. This is one of those rare film franchises that actually works surprisingly well. And even though there are 4 Insidious movies with all of them being box office hits, sometimes the original just can't be beat.
Hello?
In the story, young Dalton falls into a coma and soon after, strange occurrences start happening to his family. His grandmother visits the parents to reveal that she has also been affected by this, as she had a nightmare about Dalton with a very sinister figure appearing in her dreams.
It was standing there in the corner.
And it gets worse than that.
I can still hear that voice.
What makes this the perfect scare to me is that it's not only a well executed and well earned jump scare, but it's also the first time we come literally face to face with the main villain of the entire franchise. This will certainly be one introduction to remember. By the way, I tried to limit it to 1 scare per franchise because otherwise 5 of the spots would have easily gone to the Insidious and Conjuring series. Anyways, I hope you guys liked it and that I get to see you guys in the next video.